Well, next month will mark 1 year since Mayor Brandon Johnson pulled the plug on the city's gunshot detection system known as ShotSpotter. There were concerns that gunfire would go undetected and police response would be slowed. A new study from the Chicago Justice Project finds police beats that lost ShotSpotter saw a nearly 18% decrease in violent crime and a 37% decrease in homicides. Those stats track with the overall declines citywide. David Hackett from Chicago's Justice Project is one of the researchers on the study. He joins us now. Thanks for being with us. Curious what those findings tell you.
Yeah, so ultimately what they tell us is that, a lot of the sort of defenders of ShotSpotter were expressing concerns that we'd see an explosion in crime and gun violence in these areas after ShotSpotter was removed. But this data shows that those predictions were just not true.
But that kind of gets to the heart of how you analyze ShotSpotter's effectiveness, doesn't it? It's the question of, does it reduce shootings or does it alert police to gunfire and thereby quickening their response time and potentially saving lives?
Yeah, that's a fair question. I mean, I think the evidence on those sort of metrics have been very mixed from studies that have sort of looked at ShotSpotter. And ultimately, it comes down to a question of what is sort of the purpose of using this technology? Are we interested in reducing crime? And if we're going to spend millions of dollars on something a year, we do want to sort of see that is having a positive impact on crime and gun violence.
Alderman Ray Lopez, who is among the council members who want gunshot detection back in the city, tweeted, and let me put it up on the screen, 54 people killed without anyone calling 911 is not a victory for our communities. There have, in fact, been documented cases where gunshot victims weren't discovered for hours in places where police would have been previously alerted to gunfire. That is an important metric. I guess I wonder how you would track that or where you would rank that in the order of importance. Because you're just saying, oh, well, crime is down across the city.
Yeah. So on the one hand, that sort of figure, 54 people, we don't actually know what the alternative would have been with ShotSpotter. ShotSpotter has been shown to have sort of faulty results at times, false positives, false negatives, not catching gunfire that doesn't exist. And so ultimately that 54 figure, it's obviously very tragic, but it doesn't really show whether ShotSpotter would have sort of, alleviated that or prevented that from happening. Ultimately, we can only sort of look at the figures that we have that are available. And what we see is that in terms of violence, gun violence, in terms of homicides, those areas did not see a spike in those crimes. They saw a decrease just as other parts of the cities did.
So going forward, because the mayor has said he's open to the possibility of a new contract for some type of gunshot detection system. Are you prepared to say whether or not it has value?
Based off what we've seen from studies, I would argue that it does not. I think that if we're going to spend money on violence prevention, we should be spending money on things that are proven to actually work in reducing violence.
Alrighty. We appreciate your time. David Hackett with Chicago's Justice Project. Interesting numbers. We'll have a link on our website.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.